If you're about to start yerba mate, I'm pretty sure it's not your biggest concern what exact type of gourd and what shape of bombilla you need and stuff. You just want something that works and that's it, right? Well, in a sense, everything works, but depending on your gear, it can be easy or very hard to prepare a mate that actually tastes good. This is especially true if you're making your first mates, so if you have a choice, you should go for the best accessories possible. But I know good gear takes time to find and money to buy. But now I will save you both and help you quickly assemble a fully functional mate kit, likely paying even less at the end. Let's start with the essentials. Well, in reality, only loose leaf yerba mate is essential since you can prepare it without the need for any special gear. If you're completely new to mate, it might be a big mistake to start with a full-on traditional mate. I'll talk about what you should do instead in the video you see in the top right corner. But if you already ordered from a yerba mate shop or something, in any case you should get a bombilla, which is the metal straw that you use to sip the mate and filter it at the same time. The two reasons why I say it's worth it is that it opens up the best methods of preparing mate, and if you choose the right one, you can get a bombilla for $5 that will work perfectly for all the mate that you will ever drink in your life. The bombilla you want should be made of stainless steel, and the filter at the end of it has to be this flattened circle. This is the only kind of bombilla that can easily handle even the most powdery yerba mates without clogging. A not so essential but good additional feature is having a filter that is removable because that facilitates cleaning. So now let's talk about gourds. And by gourd I mean any cup or mug dedicated to drinking mate, not just literal gourd. For your first mates you mightn't even need one, just get a smaller cup and prepare the mate in that. It's not the easiest, but it worked for me, for example. But sooner or later you will evolve to want an actual gourd, and choosing the right one is crucial. Firstly, there are some of these special gourds like these for tereré or these kuyas for cimarron, but they are not very relevant for you as a beginner. But there is quite a bit of variety among so-called normal gourds as well. What you should be looking at when making your choice is shape, size, and material. Starting with the shape. The reason why we care about it at all is this thing called the mountain, which is the strategic piling up of loose leaf in your gourd, so you can wet it little by little and drink it over a long time. It's very important in making your mate not too strong at first and not too weak at last. Certain shapes of gourd are just better at supporting this mountain than others. What you should be looking at here is one that has a wide opening. These so-called gourd-shaped mugs are in fact terrible for building a mountain in them. Size-wise, get the smallest one you can, something in the realm of 100 to 200 milliliters capacity. For the material, there are quite a few options out there, and if I went through all of them, this video would be 3 hours long. So now let's just talk about those that are instantly pushed into your face when you enter a mate website. First, what you should not choose is ceramic. Despite this is what you see in almost all starter kits, most ceramic gourds are enormous, like you need 50 grams of yerba to fill them halfway, and also their slippery surface and shape make it almost impossible to build a mountain in them. If you want to build a good mountain, I would say get yourself a real gourd. It has this porous wall that holds the yerba in place amazingly and also gives it a characteristic taste that is very good, but the problem is that not all gourds come in the right shape with a wide opening. For that, you need to look around in Uruguayan gourds, like the Torpedo or Imperial. These are the names of different shapes. The problem with these is that they start at $50. Also, real gourds take some maintenance, which might not be what you wish for as a beginner. In that case, the best candidate for material is stainless steel. It comes in good shapes, it is unbreakable, easy to clean, easy to maintain, and you can get some for like $10. In Europe, you can get this 190 milliliter model of the brand Cevalor. But gourds at the exact same shape and dimensions are sold all over the world, it's just that each manufacturer prints their logo on them and prices them accordingly. So all in all, if you're willing to invest time for the best possible experience, go for the real gourd. In any other case, choose stainless steel. If you want to carry your mate temperature water around, you need a thermos bottle. You have two options here. Get a dedicated mate thermos, or you get a simple thermos for 1/3 the price. I think you should go for the second option. You can get any stainless steel double wall insulated bottle that has fair reviews. I got one in IKEA back in the day for €10 and that's what I used for my mate for 4 months and it works perfectly. The only specialty of a mate thermos is that it has this precision stopper, which is very nice if it works. But with cheaper products, for some reason, these stoppers are just unable to pour water other than a few drops. They're just terrible. The cheapest mate thermos you can get is the Gaucho Bruno for about $30. That one works well though. Unfortunately, that only comes in 1 liter capacity, which is pretty big to carry around. I think it's way better to heat water twice for a smaller thermos, and also these little thermoses can pour water pretty precisely, so they're truly the best choice. So now you have everything you need to prepare a traditional mate, although there are some additional accessories that could make mate drinking more convenient, but I'll save them for a different video. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions now, feel free to write me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the Mateverse.